Hey guys, I'm Dr. Phoenix, author of the bestseller If You Love It, It Will Grow, and owner of the Fit Beauty Shop. And today we're going to be talking about cellulite on the channel. And this is going to be a really great video for you guys, especially the ladies who watch my channel, because cellulite is something that affects over 90% of women at some point in our lives will have to deal with cellulite. So what I'm going to do is divvy this video into part one, what cellulite is, and then part two, ways to treat cellulite and also prevent it in the future. So let's start off with what cellulite is, because there's a big misconception out there on cellulite being something that occurs in women that are overweight. And the truth of the matter is, cellulite can be found in women who are both slim and fit, as well as in overweight women. And the reason why is because cellulite is simply a manifestation of a deeper underlying problem that affects women of all sizes. And that problem is the strength and the integrity of our skin. So essentially what cellulite is just our fat cells peeking through and causing rippling in the overlying skin. That's what the dimpling effect is. So the way our skin is structured, from most superficial to the deepest, is the skin layer on top, then underneath you've got some fat, then underneath that you've got some muscle, and then you go lower to the deeper structures like your bones and your organs. Well, when an individual does not have strong skin structure, okay, what ends up happening is the fat cells underneath can start poking and prodding the overlying skin, and that causes the dimpling, because fat cells are relatively round, okay? So we get that dimpling effect. But when a person has strong skin, healthy skin, firm skin, you don't get that dimpling effect. And that's all cellulite is. It's because our skin is not as strong and firm as it can be or it should be, and ultimately the fat cells cause this rippling and dimpling in the overlying skin. And that's what cellulite is, bottom line. So you can see it in both people who are relatively fit and people who are overweight. So that is cellulite in a nutshell. Now let's talk about how to treat cellulite. And you want to break it down into two parts. So you want to treat cellulite from the top, so making sure the skin is nice and tight and firm. And then also from the bottom, attacking these fat cells so we can kind of shrink them down, get them to the smallest size possible so they're really not bumping up against the skin over on top. So let's start with the skin. How do you make skin stronger and firmer and healthier? It's very simple. We go straight to our eating habits, our diet, and skin is over 90% protein. So in order to have healthy, strong, firm skin, you've got to have a protein-rich diet. So things like meat, if you're a meat eater. If you're a vegetarian, then you want to go after things like quinoa, certain vegetables, hemp seeds, almonds, nuts, eggs. These are things that are going to be high in protein. Also, protein supplements are wonderful. But the key thing is you want to make your diet protein rich so you can feed your body the amino acids, the proteins, to build healthy, firm skin. Another thing to keep in mind, if you are supplementing with protein supplements or just protein in general, the whole reaction of making skin requires vitamin C. It's actually, when you put protein in your body, there's a thing called cross-linking of protein. The hydroxylation of protein requires vitamin C, not to get too sciencey. But the best thing that you can do if you're upping your protein intake and you really want to help boost skin renewal and skin firmness and skin regeneration is to get some vitamin C in with your protein. So let's say you're making a protein shake, then throw in some vitamin C rich foods in with your protein shake. So things like strawberries, citrus foods that are high in vitamin C. Also, fun fact, and this is something that I shared on my Instagram, broccoli is incredibly high in vitamin C. So for those of you who maybe are not feeling fruit, or you're scaling back on fruit, or you want to try something else, vitamin C is found abundantly in green leafy vegetables as well, and broccoli. So that's something to keep in mind. Now let's talk about the problem underneath, the fat cells, and how we're going to target that. So it's two big things that I look at with fat cells. One, you want to burn the fat, and two, you also want to get the toxins out of the fat cells, because fat cells, in addition to storing fat, can also end up storing water and toxins and other things that you can easily flush out your diet. So a lot of people tend to store excess fluid and toxins in their fat cells because they get a lot of salt and sugar in their diet. So those are two things that you want to go after in your diet to start flushing out those extra toxins and that retained fluid. Also, get more fresh water into your diet. when we're actually dehydrated and we don't drink enough water, our body will hold on to more water. It's actually kind of weird. It's paradoxical. And I talked about this in a video, so I'll leave a link above on how our body, takes in water and how water actually facilitates the fat burning process. Water is actually good for reducing bloating. So if you have cellulite, one great thing to do is just drink more water to help flush your body of those toxins and help flush the toxins out of those fat cells. Now let's talk about exercising to shrink those fat cells. So really, exercise across the board is going to be helpful for burning fat, but most especially you want to focus on things like high intensity interval training, which is going to create an afterburn effect. So that's a boost in your metabolism after the fact. Also, you want to focus on strength training, getting those muscles strong, increasing muscle mass, which is going to help increase metabolism and help shrink those fat cells because you're going to be burning off more fat cells. Last but not least, when it comes to cellulite, and this is kind of a bonus tip, and something that I really enjoy is massaging. Okay, so another thing that you want to think about with cellulite is the amount of blood circulation that you're having in that area with the fat cells, and getting the fat out of the fat cells is going to require a certain amount of circulation. That's how the fat leaves the fat cells and it circulates and we get it out of our body. So by massaging the area, you're going to actually stimulate the circulation in that area, which is going to help break up the fat and help reduce the size of the fat cells. So massage is something that is kind of like a holistic therapy that a lot of people use for cellulite, and it's very, very effective. And then it's also relaxing too. So those were my tips for helping to get rid of cellulite and also prevent it in the future. So remember, just to recap, cellulite can be found in people of all shapes and sizes, and it's mostly due to the fact that your skin is not as strong and firm as it should be. So your fat cells are kind of poking up and dimpling the skin. So one, you want to make your skin firmer by getting a protein-rich diet, add in some vitamin C2 to help boost skin renewal. 2, get that salt and excess sugar out of your diet so you're not retaining water, which is going to make your fat cells plumper. 3, increase your fluid intake, your water intake specifically, to help flush out the toxins and increase your metabolism. Water is critical to the fat burning process, so up your water intake. Exercise, high intensity interval training and weight training is awesome for helping to burn more fat and boost metabolism. And then finally, if you want to throw some icing on top, you can also get some massages. So that is all I got for you guys today on cellulite. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like it up. Now drop down in the comment section and let me know, did any of these tips help you? Are you someone that has dealt with cellulite? Did you use any of these tips in the past? Were they effective for you? I'd like to know down in the comment section. As always, it was my pleasure. I'm Dr. Phoenyx, and I look forward to seeing you guys in another episode of my Fit 411 very, very soon. Peace.